There's so many in this room. We thank you every day, but we absolutely thank you today. Thank you so much for what you've done for our people over these last hours. I know you haven't slept. I know what that feels like. I know the efforts that you've put in, and I know when you were out there, especially in the first part of it, it was incredibly dangerous to you. We have seen people come together from all over the state, all over the country, federal partners like ATF. We had the Coast Guard down in Mayfield, and then we are seeing people come in from other states and other regions. I just want everybody to know that you are not alone. Today, Kentucky is absolutely united. We are united with our people. We are united to find and rescue as many as possible. We are united to grieve with, I think, over 100 families that will have lost individuals. And we are united to be here for those families and this and every other impacted community, not just today and this week, but in the coming years, so that we rebuild and get those families back on their feet. The devastation is unlike anything I have seen in my life, and I have trouble putting it into words. When it was safe to travel this morning, I flew to Mayfield, and my first stop was that candle factory. 110 people working in it at the time the storm hit. They rescued 40. There's at least 15 feet of metal with cars on top of it. Barrels of corrosive chemicals that are there. It'll be a miracle if anybody else is found alive in it. A downtown completely devastated. From there, my dad's hometown of Dawson Springs. Population, 2,700. They're going to lose a whole lot of people. 1 block from my grandparents' house, there's no house standing. There's no house standing, and we don't know where all those people are. This was 4 different tornadoes, and I'm told we're actually going to see a little bit more on that, that hit us, including one that touched down in Arkansas and then stayed on the ground for 227 straight miles, which we believe is likely the longest in U.S. history. Folks, 200 of those miles were in Kentucky. We are ground zero, and I know this community is hit, has been hit really hard. We are with you. The whole state is with you. It was about just before midnight last night that I signed the state of emergency. That allowed us to call up the National Guard, now hundreds deploying all over Kentucky to help going door to door to see if we can find people, to help clearing the roadways, and yes, to help in law enforcement in some towns that aren't going to have any power tonight. We've been able to get our transportation cabinet with all of our heavy trucks out on the roads, clearing them off, because it's hard to reach people in need when the roads are unpassable. Our Division of Forestry is out there helping with that as well. Finding any and everything we can do, including bringing some of the largest generators we've ever seen to some of these communities where they can power a school, a hospital, where it is needed. Since our last stop, there are 2 new announcements at this point in the day. First, the President has signed the Federal Emergency Disaster Declaration. For those who do this work, that rarely happens in the midst of a disaster. It shows how bad it is. It opens us up to significantly more resources and things like almost immediate reimbursement for a lot of the things we're doing, which is going to help our cities and our counties to really do even more. I've talked today directly to the President twice, the head of Homeland Security, the Secretary, and as well as the Director of FEMA, who is going to be in Kentucky tomorrow. They have all pledged whatever we need, and I plan to ask. So make sure you communicate those needs to us, and we'll either satisfy them or we will go out and get them. It's getting close to night. It's getting cold. It's going to be a tough night for a lot of people across Kentucky. The second new announcement is people have been asking all day, how can we help? And we've been telling them two things with the third coming. The first we said is if you are in a community that has been hit and hit hard and you're safe and you have power, stay off the roads. Let our first responders, like the ones that we have here, get to everybody. Don't go to some of these areas because you want to see it. We need to make sure that those who do this work and are so good at it can do it at the fastest possible speed. The second is give blood. We are already pretty short with COVID out there and have been pushing. And we're going to have a lot of deaths. We're also going to have a lot of injuries. But the third is we have now been able to set up a single fund connected with the state that people who want to help in Kentucky or outside of it can give to, that is solely dedicated to helping the on-the-ground efforts going on right now and the relief efforts that these families are going to need to rebuild. That is the Team Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund. It is now live at teamwkrelieffund.ky.gov. I'll do it again, teamwkrelieffund.ky.gov. We've been hearing from folks, again, all around the country. I've heard from some folks outside the country that run great companies inside of Kentucky. They are mourning for this and other communities. With that, we're going to have a number of folks give us updates on where we are right now. I think we're first turning it over to the mayor to talk about specifically what we're seeing here. Let me say, come on up. I know that lives lost are going to be in double digits. They're going to be in multiple counties. I know Muhlenberg. I know Hopkins. Here, certainly Graves. We believe in Marshall. It's tough, but also your folks have done incredible work on top of it since the very beginning, and I'm really proud of the response here in Warren County. Mayor.
Thank you, Governor. Bowling Green citizens, we're taking a knee at this moment. We're at an emergency state, and we appreciate what the governor and what the president has already declared for us. Our community wants to help, and the best way to help is just like the governor stated, but there's another way. I talked to our local Red Cross, and they are set up right now at South Warren High School. Many people have already given in-kind donations to the Red Cross at South Central High School. What they've told me is they appreciate it, but they've asked to hold off on in-kind donations. What we need right now is, because that is a place where our personnel, our people are going for shelter tonight. They already have about 15 personnel that are there this evening. We know that more are coming, and so they need to focus their energy towards taking care of those that need immediate shelter. So if you need immediate shelter, please contact through our 911 and ask for assistance in getting to South Warren if you need to get there, because it is getting colder. Light is about to give up on us, and we need people to be able to get into a shelter over their head tonight. If you want to help with in-kind donations, or you want to help with monetary donations, they've asked that all citizens do not call the 1-800. The 1-800 Red Cross. 1-800 Red Cross is for those that need immediate shelter and immediate help. What they've asked the citizens in our community to do at this moment is to go to redcross.org. Redcross.org is for people to give in-kind donations or monetary donations, and these donations will go to the Warren County chapter, which I want to get an update to make sure exactly what that is, what's coming. But you can designate, if in the local community, to go to the Warren County. It's right here, Warren County Regional Centers. It's not exactly there, but I apologize. I'll get that information to you. But we want you, local community, you can go donate to the entire state of Kentucky. Our community members that want to donate locally to the families that are in need here. Again, we are amongst heroes. Since early this morning, since 1 o'clock, our emergency responders have been out in our community from a major fire that was at the Corvette assembly plant, and they were taking care of that during the storm. Chief Brooks and his team are out there right now doing search and recovery. So we need to continue search and recovery while we have these critical daylight hours left to be able to take care of our community. So we need you to stay off the roads unless it's absolutely an emergency for you. So last, our heroes are amongst us. I am proud of our team. I'm proud of Bowling Green. I'm proud of Warren County. I'm proud of our emergency central responders. I'm proud of the team that's come together. There is no ego in this room today when it comes to Bowling Green and Team Kentucky. So thank you all. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.
And God bless and pray for our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Next, we're going to hear from General Hal Lamberton. Our National Guard answers the call in these last couple of years in so many ways, from flooding to ice storms to the pandemic, and they are out today serving so many missions. General?
Thank you, Governor. For everybody's awareness, and as the Governor had just alluded to, we currently have guardsmen who are stood up and active in multiple sites across the Commonwealth at this junction. Most commonly, what some of our folks are doing, we're engaged with search and rescue, search and recovery missions. This is even inclusive of a especially K9 dog that we've got available to us. In some other communities, it's some simple things, although at a catastrophic level of debris removal, as you all are probably aware of in a number of communities where they've lost communication. We've got guardsmen who are out doing door knocks and checking up on folks because there's no other communication with some of these people, and simply the local county or city authorities don't know the status of some of these folks at this junction. We're working with our law enforcement partners, our fire department partners, our emergency management partners, really in each setting. And as each of you all know as well or better than I, it is a partnership that we're engaged with because it's a joint effort where we all come together to respond to the community's need. And this is, the Governor's kind of alluded to, this is sure as heck not a static situation, but a dynamic one. It's continuing to evolve. We're getting better assessment on the ground for multiple communities where we're currently engaged. And my expectation is that it will continue to evolve even further as we learn more about the situation in different communities, as we get better communication, and as we're able to work again with the multiple partnerships that we've got in the response nature. Thank you.
Thank you. So today, on day one of this disaster response, we've been in 3 cities. We're here in Bowling Green on day one. The Governor, the Adjutant General of the National Guard, and then also Michael Dossett. He is the head of all emergency management here in the Commonwealth. You've seen him probably a couple times helping us with both COVID and flooding. You want to get us the latest and also what that federal emergency declaration means.
Thank you, Governor. And as the Governor indicated, being granted an emergency declaration in a single day is unheard of, quite frankly, across the nation. Our hearts go out to all the families who have lost loved ones. A solemn event, obviously during a catastrophic event of this size. History will tell us that in 1975 was one of the most deadly tornado outbreaks, and we were set to surpass that. And in 1925, possibly the longest track to date. But we're not about breaking records for the event. We're about breaking records for response, and that's what we're here to do with FEMA support. So in communication with FEMA today, being granted the disaster declaration, we have what's called Category B, and that is for emergency measures. It's everything that you're spending your money for in order to make your citizens whole again, to get the grid back up, and to repair homes and infrastructure. So we'll get an expedited reimbursement on those type costs. We also have on the ground FEMA USAR team, search and rescue. They're on the highway headed here. It'll be a large presence. We have incident support teams, which will manage the USAR across the state. We also have a variety of large generators, as you heard. Some in this generator pack can power whole hospitals, so they're on the way. We'll be here with you today, during the weeks and the months, and quite frankly, during the years that it takes to recover from this event. Thank you.
Thank you. We also have your state senator, state representative here today that have been in close contact with the administration since last night. So, Senator, you want to start us?
Well, first of all, this is a all-hands-on-deck event. Thanks to our first responders, all of them that have been probably a couple of days without sleep. You're greatly appreciated. Thanks to the National Guard for coming out to assist, because I know that they're really tired. But they've done a fantastic job, and appreciate them so much. I can tell you this, that in my lifetime here in Bowling Green, I've never seen this type of devastation. And driving around looking at the neighborhoods early this morning, I just couldn't fathom, couldn't believe what I saw. But how everyone has responded, the state, where we're coming together. And I know one of the things, Governor, that was just communicated to me from your administration, that the park systems are going to open up their rooms for those that are displaced, for them to be able to have a place to stay, to live until something else can come available. And so we appreciate that, appreciate Russ Meyer offering that up to us. But we stand ready as a legislature, as a Senate, I know as a House, to work with the governor to make sure that we provide what is needed going forward from the state level. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Representative Mentor.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Senator Wilson. Thank you for being here today, Governor, and Senator Wilson and I, on behalf of the Kentucky Senate and House, stand united, ready to do what needs to be done to make Kentucky whole again. I've never seen anything like this in my lifetime. I'm certain that is what everybody in this room would say. Never happened. And I am so proud of the amazing, courageous work that our first responders have done here in Bowling Green and Warren County. Thank you to our Sheriff's Department, Bowling Green Police, Bowling Green, Warren County firefighters, volunteer firefighters, the folks at the hospitals who are working with generators until 7 in the morning. Thank you for getting the power back on. I'm grateful to BGMU and Warren Rural Electric, who have worked through the night to get many of us power back, and certainly, again, the hospital. It led me to have a big sigh of relief. Our promise to you, and the promise that is made today with the Governor, General Lamberton, Director Dossett, is that we see and hear the cries of every Kentuckian who is in need. We'll update you through social media channels on how you can get the resources you need, and we will all work together to make sure that we build our communities back and we heal what has happened here today. We stand united. I'm proud to stand with all of you today to help Bowling Green, Warren County, and all of Kentucky in this hour of great need. Thank you.
In just a second, I'm going to turn it over to Judge Buchanan, who we've been communicating all day long, both with the office and as I've been on the road, and I appreciate the job that he and everybody else have done. But Chief, Sheriff, Chief, anything additional you want to? Okay, but you deserve that respect. If all right, good. Judge, and let me just say, whether it's working with you in COVID or here, thank you for that relationship. We've been hit hard, harder than we ever have, harder than anybody ever has, but we'll also get back up. It's what we do as Kentuckians. We are resilient, strong people, and I know that's exactly what you're going to do in Warren County.
Thank you very much, Governor. I'm going to be very brief because I need to turn this over to a gentleman named John Gordon, who's the chief meteorologist from Louisville. He is here to explain what's happened here and kind of give us an idea of how this has happened. But I want to tell you, I had Mark Iverson said that they had about 11,800 homes out this morning at BGMU, and I talked with Dwayne McDonald, and he said they have about 16,000 homes. It's 28,000 people, most of whom won't have any electricity tonight. So just keep all those people in mind, keep them in your prayers. We appreciate it. I appreciate the working relationship I have with all of you all, city, county, state, the governor's office. No one can do this all by themselves. You have to have a team effort from everyone. But if you would, please remember that that a lot of people are a lot less lucky than we are. There are people who are absolutely devastated tonight. Keep all those people in your prayers and all their families. And for now, I'm going to turn this over to John Gordon, who's a lot smarter than I am.
Not really. Well, the worst case scenario happened. Warm air in the cool season, middle of the night. This sickens me to see what has happened. Look at the pictures on your screens. Homes totally impaled. 2x4s through cars. 18-wheelers thrown 30 feet and moved in the northwesterly direction. That takes a lot of force. We have an EF3 tornado in the Bowling Green area. 155-mile-per-hour winds, at least. We're going to be back for days, Governor. Days we'll be surveying. Governor mentioned about 4. I think there's more. This thing came out of Tennessee into Logan County, hit Warren County, went into Edmonson County and Hart County. As soon as I'm done here, I'm going to run up I-65. Don't pull me over. I'll be going up to Horse Cave before dusk. There are lots of tornadoes. I think there was a touchdown in Monroe County, Greene County, Taylor County, Spencer County, Ohio County. This sickens me. So, folks, I hate this. The governor mentioned some of the main events. I think of West Liberty when I see this.
Yes.
Syersville.
Yes, except it kept going.
That's right. That's right. This was long, long, long trackers. So in the cool season, warm air, never good. We had good warnings. One death is too many. We lost a lot of Kentuckians. It sickens me. So folks will be out for days and days. Help these first responders, emergency management, our #1 partner, Mike Dossett over there. So I'm off to Horse Cave. Take care. God bless everyone.
Thank you very much, John.
Thank you. Take care.
Appreciate it. Also want to remind everyone, thank you very much, John. I want to remind everyone, besides the 16 or 28,000 people who won't have electricity tonight, I was just told by our emergency management that we have over 500 homes destroyed in Warren County. Right? And over 100 businesses that are destroyed in Warren County. That's something that we really need to take to the Lord in prayer tonight about how lucky most of us are, because there are an awful lot of people who aren't going to bed in their own beds tonight. But thank you, Governor, for being here, and thank you for your help and support as always.
Wonderful.
God bless you all.
We'll open it up. We'll open it up for questions.
For the people that are affected by this, who aren't going to be sleeping in their own beds, what do you say to them generally, and how can they access these things when power's out in some places and getting connection to the internet or being able to find that out? How are those people going to find a safe place to sleep tonight?
Well, first, what we'd say is we are with you. This is one Commonwealth that loves each and every one of these families that is impacted and stands ready to help. Just look around. We've got volunteers that are here answering the phone lines, ready to help each and every one of those individuals. We have the Red Cross, as we were told, preparing shelter for those who need it. So there is a place for everyone to be warm tonight. We just need to make sure they call in, get that information, or go to the Red Cross, which is also providing that information.
And your general reflection on today, especially with how it hit your hometown?
It's really hard and really painful. I spent 8 hours wondering if one of my cousins was still alive. After hearing the number of people initially lost in Dawson Springs, I got to see her about an hour and a half ago, and I'd like to say I was relieved, but then I look at blocks and blocks and blocks, about a third of the town just decimated. I mean, this isn't supposed to happen. And it's unlike anything that any of us have ever seen, the sheer devastation. I mean, seeing a factory with cars where the roof used to be, except probably 5 feet lower than it. Seeing an entire downtown wiped out. Knowing the loss of life that occurred here in Muhlenberg County and everywhere else. This is the hardest tornado event we've ever been through, and it's not just because of the property damage, but we lost a lot of good people. And we got to do our best as it gets dark and through the next days to make sure we don't lose any more.
You've said that there's likely up to 100 victims to this storm. How many of those victims do you anticipate here in Warren County?
Well, I believe that you're going to end up with double-digit fatalities here in Warren County. I know they're going through the process of confirming, and they want to notify those families before they put a specific number on it, and that's the right thing to do for those families. But you know, this is a county that was hit hard enough where certainly I believe there's going to be more than 10 individuals lost, and we'll see where that number goes. Part of it is the destruction everywhere is of such a nature that we won't have that total loss until we can get to each home. And we call it door to door, but in many of these homes, there's no door anymore. Well, we are activating our state parks right now. It's something we were able to do when we had historic flooding in Nicholas County for a period of time. So we're working with the commissioner right now on freeing up those rooms. We want to be of help. This is an all hands on deck, all parts of state government on deck. And again, I appreciate the working relationship we've had today with both the area legislators, the judge, the mayor, police, sheriff's office, firefighters, our federal partners that are here today. I mean, you just look around this room and you see folks that typically have discrete missions all working together seamlessly and all praying that most people are safe.
Governor, the WAU news, obviously they redacted the statement that it was an actual student, a relative close to them. Just hearing that from a university like that on a day where it was supposed to be commencement, can you speak about that?
Well, I know that we've lost lots of people. I believe we lost a 3-year-old in Graves County. We're going to have lost people of all ages. We're going to lose entire families. It's going to be hard. I mean, these are, I think it'll reach 100, children of God, irreplaceable, in their communities, to their families. This is yet another tough day and a tough 2 years that we're going to carry with us for a long time. Right now, I know we're in that phase where we got to put our head down and push through it. We got to find and help as many people as possible, but I would ask that everybody, when you can, take some time to process. Talk to somebody that if you need it. This is a traumatic event that is not going to be easy for any of us to simply just move through with what people are going to see or have seen at these sites. So I want everybody to take care of themselves so that we will have trauma that we carry forward, but we have great people out there and great programs able to help us too.
Hey, Governor, you talked about the need for blood donations. Can you expand on that a little bit, how people can learn more about doing that? Is the Red Cross the best point of contact for that?
So we needed more blood donations before this occurred. We've needed them throughout COVID. I'm guessing you all might be able to give us the best locations in Warren County that people might be ready, willing, and able.
Certainly, the Red Cross is one area that you can always give blood, and they're actually trying to get more blood as we speak. There's also one that I wasn't familiar with that it actually collects and provides all the blood for Greenview Hospital, and that is bloodassurance.org, and they're going to be available from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow at, I think, at Greenview. We'll post this online exactly where they will be, but they're gathering and taking blood for Greenview Hospital. They provide all the blood to them, and of course, the Red Cross is always there for you, and they've been short on blood for some time, and want to encourage you all to take 30 minutes and go give blood. It's not all that hard. And also, one other thing I wanted to reiterate that the governor said, don't drive up and down every street where you know there's damage, because it has stagnated our traffic. And it took me 40 minutes to get here, which it should have taken 7, because everybody had to look and take pictures of all the damage while they were holding up everyone who had to be somewhere.
And especially tonight, the first real cold night we're going to have after this. Please stay off the roads. Again, let our police and our firefighters, EMS be out there doing their job. If you are out tonight on the roads, you are probably just in the way. We really need to stay home tonight if you have heat and you are safe.
The more you stay on the road and keep traffic bogged up in the areas where there's damage, the slower it's going to be for BGMU and Warren Rural Electric to get your electricity back on. So you're actually being pretty selfish by going out there and spending all that time. Go ahead.
I just wanted to update the chapter that you would give to the people here in Bowling Green. If you go to redcross.org, is South Central Kentucky chapter. So that is the destination if you want to donate locally. Of course, the governor gave us one that we can give all for Team Kentucky, but we are there, and our hearts and prayers are for everybody in our community. So thank you for your support.
Thank you all.
Those reporters are on the line.
Oh, okay. We also have a couple people that are on the line. Do we have Michael Dillon Payne? We have him virtually, and we should be getting the sound.
Hey, Governor. Yeah, I'm with you.
Go right ahead.
My question is do you have any idea yet of the scope of the damage that was done in Bowling Green? I know that it was mentioned there were 500 houses and 100 businesses. Do we have any idea of monetary value of that yet?
Scope of the damage and monetary value.
Well, we have absolutely no idea about the monetary value at this point, but if you can do the math, if there are 500 homes times 250,000 plus, and 100 businesses at $500,000. So actually, we had some industrial buildings as well. So it could easily be it will be the biggest loss we've ever seen in this county.
And one of the very first things that the president brought up in our first call is that FEMA now has better programs to help people who have lost their home build back than ever before. So there's going to be more federal money available there for that next step, and we are grateful for that. Bria Jones. Okay, Karen Czar.
Hi, Governor. Do we have a report on here? Is there a way to know yet? And is there a central number or site where people who are looking for someone should contact to get a name on the list? Thank you.
So we currently do not have an overall number of people that we have lost. Again, we want to confirm, notify families, and that list will come together, but I now firmly believe it's going to be well over 70. It is very likely going to be over 100 people lost here in Kentucky. Work with your local emergency management and law enforcement those out doing the work, the National Guard, when they're going door to door in your community for those that you are concerned about. Right now, there is not an online central repository, given that this event really hit last night. That may be something we consider more on a statewide basis, but right now our folks are out there getting through the rubble, trying to find anybody who's still out there in need. Go ahead.
Here locally, we do have a phone number that are manned by the personnel in this room, and that's 270-393-4116. So to report a gas leak, some other type of issue like that, or to report that you have a missing person or can't locate one of your family members, call that number. We'll get that down, and we will start having the law enforcement take a look at that and trying to locate them.
That's wonderful. Thank you. And Karen, that's going on in each community. One of the hardest parts in Dawson Springs was seeing the list in a small town of the number of people who are unaccounted for. All right. We've been hit pretty hard. Today has been a really painful day, I know, for all of us. I want to thank everybody who's out there, who's going to continue to be out there. Everybody stay off the roads. Call the people that you love. Tell them that you love them. Pray for those that are grieving tonight. Commit to helping them out, not just today and tomorrow, but to ultimately rebuild. We will get through this, and we'll get through it together. That's what we do as Kentuckians. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you, Sheriff. And we're going to keep helping, so let us know as need arises on resources. Before the sun goes down, we're going to see a little bit of local damage. I actually stopped by my grandparents' house. One block from total devastation. One block. It's lost some siding, but one block this way or just to the side, the church to the side.
I just want to ask you one more thing.
Yeah.
You've dealt with so much loss and grief throughout the state of Kentucky this year. Do you have anything to say just for how you've gotten through that and what you'd like to say to people who are now right in the midst of it?
It's hard, but it's important that we admit the trauma that we're experiencing, that we're willing to be vulnerable with it, that we talk about it with people that we love. To me, that's my wife, Brittany. It's the joy of having two kids that want to spend their time with you on any given day.